Is there something wrong with us?
I mean, that's a trap you can fall into, but that's something that you shouldn't know. Like we heard from VP, from Taz in their initial interview, right? You don't think about the bad period that you had or for FaZe these bad 2 games. You have to remember you're still the same team that made 4 grand finals in a row, top 4 in Cologne, right? Still the same players. You still have great individuals on your team. Just don't think about it too much. Play your own game. They're still the favorite. Whoever they meet, they are the favorite in the remaining potential 3 games, right? Because they are here to win the whole tournament, not to just make top 8 like maybe some of the other teams are aiming at, right? So for them mentally, they need to get into that zone, and if they have to act on the server like they're the favorites, because as soon as they play scared, that's when they're actually in real danger of not making it into top 8 and even further.
I'm going to give you a question as we wait for the nod that the players are ready to go. Please don't shoot me. This is one of those hypothetical questions that I already know is a bit of a dumb question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. And the reason I'm going to ask it...
There's no dumb question, just dumb answers.
The reason I'm going to ask it is because I know other people will ask this question, and I always want to get the answer out there. It's the same in sports, for instance. Does a team lose on purpose to avoid a team later on? And that's what I'm going to bring in, because if a team goes 3-0 here, they could end up getting FaZe in the quarterfinals. Is that in the back of their mind? It's not, is it?
You could always end up getting anything else as well, right? No, of course not. I think it's not that... maybe it used to be that way because you were going to go through anyway, and if anything, you always had that double limb to save you. Yeah. Whereas for now, it's...
But this is too dangerous to mess around with stuff like that,
right?
isn't it?
And on top of that, you're essentially looking into, you might end up playing FaZe, but you also might end up playing another team as well, right?
Or you might go out.
Or you might go out. And if you
it's just too risky, isn't it? I'm putting it out there. You know why? Because someone inevitably somewhere is going to ask that question of these 2 teams, and I didn't want it to get carried away, so we've knocked it on the head before we get there. Thank you to Fifth Flower and to Yankom here, and the players are now ready. So let's head over to your commentary team for this game. It's going to be a big one. Enjoy this one with Anders and Semler.
Yes, indeed it will, Paul. It's going to be super exciting here to imagine they meet in the group stage, SK and Astralis. I can hardly contain myself. I think it's amazing. This is going to be a great game.
Yeah, this is basically one of the games that you're looking forward to all day long because it is 2 of the very best in the world who are going to be facing off here in a best of 1. And it looks like the map is going to be Inferno to boot. And so, well, to be fair, both of these teams have made a gentleman's agreement not to use the jump. So... we shall see. Actually, I'm just throwing that out there.
That's fair enough.
15 out of 16 teams have agreed not to use the jump thing. So I'm assuming that neither of these will.
Yeah, and I'm sure that's going to be the case, and that's fine. I mean, I'm all for that. If people want to agree to that, we've had that in the past as well, with different situations where teams have said, let's not do that. And I think that's perfectly fair. If people feel like that's what they need to do.
Well, I think the main guy that we could kind of point to here, or any of these players? They all know him, Delpan.
Yes, the famous org buff that happened at one point. Yeah, that was hilarious.
That's the example. You know, you want to be Delpan? You want to be the next Delpan? You want to keep using it? You want to be the next Delpan?
Well, yeah, I think, but I kind of understand the issue is obviously like, how do you legislate about a problem that you've only just seen now? Because if you try and ban it, then you have to figure out what's the punishment for using it, and you have to figure out, what if you end up punishing only the people that you see doing it, and what if some people do it and you do miss it, and it becomes a whole weird problem. So kind of tricky, but also kind of interesting. Certainly, we all have stuff to talk about. We can't complain about that. And Inferno, I mean, it spawned so many great games lately. I feel like many Inferno games have gone almost the full distance, and at least they end up being really exciting. Yeah. With these two teams, I don't even know. It's very. I just think you just have to enjoy this. It's not every day that we get to see these two teams play on LAN and on such a big tournament. It's like it's everything you want.
Well. In the group phase as well. That's the thing.
That's crazy.
Swiss system, when you have the double elimination groups, right? You have 4 teams in your group, and those are the teams you're prepping for, and those are the teams you're going to be playing. There are no real surprises. Swiss system, you're playing against other teams who have identical scores to your own. And so both of these teams won their first game. That puts them in the winner bracket, and that means that there is a chance that they can face up against each other here in the second game for them in the groups. And so, sure enough, Astralis and SK, it's meant to be the two beasts in this group right now going up toe-to-toe.
What we really need is for everyone to get their friends, get them tuning in, get the viewership up. Again, I said this yesterday, but the higher the amount of viewers, the higher the drop chances. It's not just it increases. So,
are there any good skins to get on Inferno?
No. I actually had this conversation with Valve more than a year ago, I think, and I think my point was, obviously people get excited for Cobblestone because of Dragon Lore, but why not just make it so that there's more or less a Dragon Lore for every map, so that we incentivize people to
flood the market, right? Inflation. Okay, I get it.
I don't actually know if people only tune into. I don't think there are many people out there who are saying like, I'm only going to tune if it's a Cobblestone game. I think people will watch anyway. But I do sort of wish that the default weapon pack that's for like the map specific ones had like one cool item that also because at least you could then start to upgrade them and all that fun stuff. So I kind of wish that was the case, but. Maybe
you could actually have like fair trading, I suppose.
Yeah,
one ultra rare for another ultra rare.
Exactly, there'd be some cool stuff like that. But I mean, it's kind of a minor point. It's not something that keeps me awake at night. Really. So I don't.
Well, you already have a Howlanders after all, so you've already got one of them.
I already got the Howl. Yeah, that's my one thing in life really that I've got going on for me. So I want Howl. Their whole retirement plan and everything there. From the looks of it, Astralis will be on the CT side and SK on the T side. That could change, but I think it's about right. Prius is going to be doing the observing. And we're about to get live with the game. Astralis versus SK. Tell everybody, get everybody involved. Nobody should want to miss this. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. So get your friends involved here. Who do you have to win this, Samuel? There's no point in asking me because everyone knows already what side I'm going to be on. So I'm going to ask you instead, who's winning this best of one?
Well, just to put it out there, Anders.
Yes.
You're on SK's side.
Yes, so obviously.
That's the way. That's the way. This one is so tough to call. But I will side with SK.
Ooh, all right. I completely overheard what our analysts said, what side they were on. Did they even get asked the questions? Are they even doing anything serious on their desk anymore? Or is it just all...
apart from Red Eye asking if players are throwing games still, I kind of lost the thread.
Actually, I mean, so I don't know what people think about this. Obviously, it's like a moral gray zone. We've started. I'm totally for it. I would, if I was in a tournament and I realized, wait a minute, if we lose this game, we're going to have I might just do that. I might be morally compromised as soon as I say that, but I don't think that's the end of the world if he will go that direction.
I think players try their hardest, right, to win at all times. But if it works out that they get a better match, there's like, oh no, oh no.
Listen,
right?
You're playing the tournament, right? There's the game within the game, right? None of that here. SK versus Astralis, and it's going to be on Inferno. We're officially live. We do have pretty much all armor on everybody except for Kirby and Fallen, who have picked up a little bit. There's a smoke, a couple of flashbangs, there's the fuse kit there as well. And we'll see what they can do. Top Banana being contested a bit by Glaive. He's so far out. This is an off angle. That's great and all, but if he doesn't get the immediate headshot, he could be run over. And It's a good long flashbang. He does make it back around the corner. Looking for a bit here. Glaive tapping away. There's a smoke to block him off, and Taco to take him down. That's a great start. Sip now holding by the ruins, trying to see if he can stay alive. They're going to jump him both at the same time. Kiebu coming with the backup timing could not possibly be better. And now it's a 4-on-4, the retake here. SK Gaming, all they have to do is hold on for a couple of more seconds and they'll be in a great position. If they can take down Device, this whole angle of the retake is already gone and things will look a bit more interesting. Device moving in and he goes down. First part of that has been accomplished and that's good news. Taco going to take down Dupree. That leaves Kiebu and Sip 2 versus 4. And time is simply running out for the Danish side here. Looks like SK have definitely got a good round on their hands. Kiebu goes down. Sip now jumping around the knife out. And Phelps to drop him. SK win the first round.
And just like that, well, Taco to start things off. That was pretty much flawless as far as SK Gaming are concerned. They don't lose anybody pushing onto the site. Taco gets that first kill, applies the pressure to Astralis, and then once they've actually cleared out that side, SK Gaming, then you just take after plant positions because you have all the time in the world. The two at the very back, and then obviously banana control where that's pretty much it. You have all of the major points of access to that site covered if you're SK Gaming. And clearly SK, well, they are fired up for multiple reasons, but the blood is pumping and they're actually going to be able to start things off strong here. 1-0.
Yeah, having two people controlling banana like that when the bomb is planted at the grill is just very powerful. Hard for anyone to read. Later on you could do it because later in the game you would have smokes and molotovs to block them off at banana, right? In the pistol round you don't. You just have to try and defuse while they're shooting at you. It's no fun at all. Only one C set 75 on Dupree on Inferno. I'm disappointed in Astralis. I think this is a map where you want to exploit that C set 75 close range.
Zip has got the 5-7 though. I mean, it's not the end of the world.
Taco killed the chicken.
I guess, you know, chicken, Zip mix, all the same thing. We've already got the top mid control, but Astralis are playing this wisely. They've backed off. They're not giving SK anything apart from map control. And they still have a player hanging around on library as well. And so, for now, the question becomes, Astralis, you know, are they going to commit to A, or should we start rotating over towards B? And we do have Glaive making his way back over here to bolster the defense on the B side, but this is a fake coming in from Fallen and Phelps. They're just here to sow discord.
Looks like it could be like a CT spawn split, actually. Glaive is going to be smoking off here. Fallen wants to respect it, not quite sure what's happening, but the rest could be pushing into Archie. Actually, now that they're rotating back, that's definitely not what's going to happen. And with 27 seconds left, they're starting to run a bit low on time here, SK Gaming. They're pushing into a three-man stack as well. Dupree's here close. Here's the jumping, trying to fall back, and he's going to get the kill on Cold Syrup. Reloading just in time to make it around the corner. Taco getting shut down by Kiebu. Things are going a little bit off the rails here for SK Gaming. There's Device with the deagle. Taken down, falling. Device, he can't find the second one. Kiebu will. And Fur with the bomb in his hands, getting shot in the back, down to 20 health and 1 second left. It's going to be a headshot. The round is done, and he goes down after the clock as well. An absolute disaster for the Brazilian side here. And the scoreline is 1-1.
What has been this trend here between both of these teams? Both of these maps that we've casted today, Anders, it's been the overarching trend that teams are very good now at winning the pistol and then controlling the second round and winning that one as well. Kind of throwback to the old days of CSGO. But today, in these two maps that we got to cast, all of a sudden teams, they're winning pistols and they're failing to capitalize on that. They're failing to get the strong start that they should have when they do manage to pick up the first round in the half. So, interesting here for SK Gaming, running so low on time, maybe kind of overcomplicating things. I mean, there was the option to go for the fake, there was the option to go for the split onto B, and perhaps they just wasted a little bit too much time trying to figure out which one they wanted to go for.
Option to stand in the fire as well.
Sure.
That is one of the worst options, by the way, if you're new to the game. You don't want to do that most of the time.
It's something you learn very young.
Yeah. Fur down to 24, Fallen down to 2 health. Yeah, I think that smoke from Glaive put whatever timing SK had in mind off a bit. You know, you could sort of see that they wanted to have more info on B and they couldn't. And that was a bit late in the round that went down, so very unfortunate for SK Gaming. Now, they have invested into this round. They did not get the bomb plant in the last round either, so low on health. I don't see a way they can come back and win this. Not in this round anyway.
No, just believe in the Tech 9s, Anders. Just believe in the Tech 9s. Anything is possible when you got techs. Taco with the dig, hoping. Now, let's see, this is going to come down to the timing. Zip has got the nade out, or it's Device rather. He had the anti-flash. It's gone out, and it was actually fairly effective, but Cold and Taco are already wrapping around, and we'll see. They're going to run right into him. And Cold with the CZ up close will do tremendous damage. Zipnix, he's got the angle, but he'll fall to Taco next. And 1 kill at a time. SK Gaming, they're working their way onto the site.
Just missing all the shots here. Glaive at least gets one. Going to be flashed in to try and stop the bomb, but he's too late in that as well. Finally, Dupree comes in from Banana, taking down Fur. And now it's a 2-on-2. This is way too close for Astralis. They've given up a big lead already. And if Taco wins this first fight, grenade is out. Knife is in. He's going to stab Kirby. Oh my god. Cold Sierra slicing up some Danish pork right there. And that will be the round for SK Gaming. An unbelievable start to this match. Back and forth it goes. The wraparound into construction is beautiful for SK Gaming. But it's also massively sloppy from Astralis because they heard that. There was no reason to overpeak or any of that. Like, they could have taken that fight much smarter. What is going on here?
It's Cold, you know, cutting himself off some bacon. You guys are pretty big fans of that out here in Denmark?
Yeah, I think it's like our biggest exports along with medicine and Lego. And bubblegum for some reason.
Well, I mean, Scandinavians are pretty fond of bubblegum. So that kind of, not a big shocker there.
Well, we'll see. 4th round coming up here. See, we were advertising this game as potentially a great one, and I feel like whenever we do that, it almost inevitably becomes a bad game. But right now, it has the makings of one of those really crazy games. Astralis, they lose that round, but they're not going to give up. They still invest into this one. They want to keep fighting it. Device waiting at Archway right around the corner is Fur with just a Mach 10. Could definitely be doing a lot, but the reload is in. And Fur jumps through at the perfect time. Very aggressive to pick up that kill. Could be a second one here. Kirby very low, and Fur doing all the work. That's beautiful.
Yeah, now that you have that audio cue, I mean, the audio cue makes it obvious, but there is a feeling, you know, when somebody's starting to run low on bullets, if they keep spraying through smoke. Fur's not going to miss a chance like that if he's already poised to launch himself through it. 2-man, 3-man advantage now for SK Gaming, and really all they have to do is take their time, work together as a group. Right now they're a little bit too spread out for my tastes. Would like to see them kind of just come together as a unit and just walk onto a site. And so Dupree, in this sort of situation, he could have taken fall in there. There was a chance, the timing. And then what do you do if you're SK? You waste even more time having to deal with him over in Boiler.
Yeah. A bit risky, but ultimately it's a really great job on SK not to leave anything to chance. They checked every single inch of that bomb site before they went in and put the bomb down, so they sort of had the time for it. I'm glad that they're making sure they win rounds like these, because Astralis are in a weird position right now. Money is definitely going to be low, won't be able to buy in the next round, and that means SK could jump from 2 rounds right into 4 before Astralis have even a chance of replying, maybe even more than that.
Yeah, but it does feel like on Inferno, on this new version of Inferno, now that the pros have actually had quite a bit of time now to work on it, to start learning the tendencies and how to actually use their grenades, take the sites, it feels like it's getting just a little bit more T-sided than it used to be. Fewer options for the CTs to get the lockdowns going, no longer able to just immediately put down the lower banana smoke it over from short, right? Buy a lot of time. These are the tools that you had on the previous version of this map as CT to really get lockdowns going on the map.
Yes.
You've just been completely evicted from your own apartment as well if you're CT. You know, you're supposed to be the heroes, and yet somehow bullets go through there like nothing.
It's a definite problem. It's a challenge that it feels like no one has really found a really good answer for. Seen some teams try and be more aggressive with the top mid control. Obviously, in a round like this, there's not going to be much of that. Nothing has been purchased. Just Sip with the little bit, but they are very poor on the Astralis side at the moment. And Fur knows it.
Yeah, pretty much a hard eco coming in here from Astralis. And so this should set them up for the next round, but it doesn't mean that they will have the fun guns like the AWP for the likes of Device. And so we'll see how he adjusts, how he adapts to that. Might be able to catch exactly what I was about to say. And somehow he's not hitting the shots. Fur will find Dupree in the meantime. And Phelps takes down Zipnix. That's over in Banana. And so now things are a little bit out of whack here for Astralis. You can see Glaive rotating back to Banana. They have no idea that the bomb is on A. And sure enough, they misread the situation here, Astralis.
Yeah, it's going to be an easy close in this round for the Brazilian side. Kirby caught in the middle of the mid lane there. And Dupree and Glaive, it doesn't really matter that much what they do. They have the Mach 10, so if they get a kill on someone with that I think would be maybe the best option, but So it's going to be a bit tricky all on its own. Glaive will go down, and Dupree waiting at the edge. He doesn't have any armor, so what is happening?
Oh, Taco.
And then the kill from Dupree. If he could steal this one for an AK and make his way out, that'd be god tiers. A bit too much to ask. I look forward to that replay. He's shooting through the smoke right into his friend's face on the ramp.
Yeah, but what's Fallen doing going through the smoke at the end? That's bizarre. Just not sure where Phelps was coming from, the wallbang headshot or the smoke headshot. He did eventually tag Dupree. So, I mean, it eventually worked out the way he intended it to. But Fallen donating himself as well. That was the one question mark there for me.
It's absolutely amazing, isn't it? 4-1. The buy is in for Astralis. It's not the most impressive one. You will notice. No defuse kit. Not the full grenades. No AWP either in play currently. So there's a lot that they're lacking right now on the Astralis side. And they've chosen a very common setup. At least they're, for the moment, defending top mid, which I at least like to see. Because I want the terrorist side to use grenades to get top mid. I don't want them to just walk in there and take it. We'll see if Astralis are going to go for maybe like a late retake of top banana. That's something that I at least have been missing for a while. Oh, well, with Glaive down, that was Phelps taking that kill. Things are suddenly a bit tricky.
Through the smoke as well. It's a little bit of a lucky break there for SK Gaming. Phelps feeling it. Gets the timing perfectly right. And Glaive is laid low. Man advantage now for SK Gaming. This is shaping up nicely here for SK. They have that mid control. And they have top banana. And so the options are all there. Device rotating back over towards the B side as well to bolster the defense here with Zipnix, and he will be in position. 50 seconds left, and so we're starting to approach that time here for SK Gaming to go. They have plenty of time to sit and wait out that smoke. No reason to try and go for some shenanigans trying to make their way through, and Taco is already clearing out Arch, so we could see that split onto B, but Device is ready for it. What?
He must have heard him walking.
Yeah, he's definitely heard him. He's going to be ready for it here. There we go. Sure enough, the shot on Taco, but he might not expect to see Fur lurking around, waiting for him to rotate, and sure enough, easy kill for Fur. That starts things off strong here for the B take.
Sip had to stay alive then as soon as he goes down. They are coming in for Banana hot and heavy, but Cold Zero with a great headshot, stopping Kirby right away. Gonna turn it back. His teammate flashing him in, and that will be a triple for Cold Zero, taking no damage at all in the round. He looks so tuned in right now. See how electric he is at the moment. This is just brilliant play. SK are looking... I think people were saying this even going into the major tournament, that they look like they're all synced up together. They look such a strong team right now. And when they get that opening kill, how much they slow it down, how confident they are in where they set up the grenades. Like, there's almost no hesitation, and everything is just working really well.
He's got 9-1-1. Someone call the police to stop this man.
Yeah, but they are the police on the other side. So
what do you do then? It's not Ghostbusters, I'll tell you that much.
Not just yet. Phelps trying to see if he can catch Sip, who's hiding behind the sandbags. It's another round of pistols here. Good shot from Sip to take down Phelps. Looking for another headshot. Fallen. Got to be a bit careful with that low health. That could be a one-shot, but they are going to make their way back. Deep breath here for SK Gaming. No reason to give this round away. You've lost one player. It's not a big problem.
Keep an eye on it. We should see them managing that AK as well.
Yeah, you hope so, right?
Fallen. Okay, Fallen just did it now. Threw away his... swapped it out, so... That's definitely one of the smaller details. Just the same as at the end of the round, you run over the corpses to pick up grenades for the next round, saves us a little bit of money. In this case, in an anti-eco, you do not leave your fallen rifles lying around for Astralis to find them and play with them.
I like this actually from both teams. It's smart, I think, for SK to wrap around this side so that they don't have to walk into any close range towards pit. And from Astralis' point of view, triple stack on B and then hoping that if anyone comes apartments, then it'll be close range for Kirby to find them with a P250. So both teams have fought this through. It's just that in the current sort of coin toss of who meets who, it's SK coming out pretty heavily on top. And that's great news for them. The bomb is going to be going down in the A-bomb site, and Astralis exits. Get a rifle if you can. If Fallen doesn't just deny most of it, you'll be going down, and Kirby walking in. Taco's so ready for it. Well, I say that. He was ready.
He was ready.
Fur with a triple, though.
Have faith in your teammates.
Yeah, you've got to. 6-1 in favor of SK Gaming. Now it's, I mean, it's not quite the first time, but now at least they have everything they want, Astralis. And that's so late in the first half. and it's all because of the shenanigans that were happening in the beginning, trading rounds and all of that. Finally, the Danes have a really good shot. I wonder how they're going to use it. I want to see if they're going to be aggressive here, if they're going to trust in their default, as people tend to say.
Device is getting the deep nade set up, and it looks like he's just going to rotate back over towards that A site. And so top banana control has been obtained for Astralis, and as well as deep banana based off of that smoke thrown in by Device. Now Glaive and Zipnix can pressure over there on that side of the map, or at least buy a little bit of time here. And we'll see how SK decide to take advantage of this. They've got apartments control very early on here. Fallen, Taco, and Ferg have now cleared that out. So they got to be feeling a little bit of the heat, and yes, sure enough, Glaive is going to start rotating over towards the A site. Fallen finds the pick on Kirby to start things off as well, and SK have got everything going their way so far in these past few rounds.
A bit careless. Kirby trying to reconnect with the apartments and just wasn't ready for a Device. He could be going down if he misses this shot, but he won't. The grenade came in right behind Fur, but it was a second too late, and now Glaive pushed up. Fallen maybe should have been going down. He's going to find the shot, almost taking down Glaive, and Taco trying to make his way into the pit here. Glaive just trying to buy time with the grenades. There's still 47 seconds in this 3-on-3, and Astralis, they have to win it, they have to pick it up. They can't give this one away, but Glaive goes down. Sip with one refrag on Cold Sierra. Still a 1-on-3 here as they're just making it work. SK Gaming going to be able to put the bomb down, and Astralis finding nothing at all in that end battle.
SK have got ice water in their veins, man. This is unreal. They played that so perfectly. Instead of trying to chase Pale Mail looking for Glaive or trying to find an opening kill, they just sat there and waited. They forced Glaive out into the open and then managed to pick up the following kill as well. And that was Taco playing the angles very well in pit. Not overextending, not showing himself, knowing his angle and covering it. Solid work from SK. They just look indomitable right now, Anders. 7-1. And yeah, okay, 2 survive. But right now it's looking like SK. They're just a totally different beast.
Yeah, it's just very little comfort having 2 people survive when you're this far behind early on. I mean, Astralis should take a pretty deep breath here and just remind themselves that if they can just get up to 5-6 rounds in the first half, then they're still in it. At least they're not just going to be wiped off the map. And I think you're absolutely right. Some of these maps that we've seen in the past have been very T-sided. But sure, SK are looking like the kind of team we want them to be in this major. And I think many people have even said going into it that they might be the favorites to go the full distance.
SK?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, finals are bust if you're SK. You've just got too good a shape coming into this tournament. Back-to-back titles, just non-stop on the road, but more importantly, just staying as a unit. It doesn't look like they're frustrated with each other either.
Look at that battle. Device is going to be furious. He actually read that pretty much perfectly. Fallen fell into the angle, but got a leg shot.
Device Astralis are known for their hard work, but Device, he's pretty much the poster boy of cerebral play. Not really like, the flashiest opper, but he's just the kind of guy who just does the hard work that gives him the mental advantage to outplay his opponents. I mean, one of the first pros I heard of using heat maps to figure out what other teams' oppers, and what he was doing is, as well. If there was a pattern there, Device was looking for it, and then he was bringing that into the games, trying to take advantage of it. And sure enough, it worked. So I mean, a lot of hard work from Device, and I think it's very telling that he was a big part of why Astralis were able to pick up a major title at E-League at the beginning of the year.
Oh, most definitely. Just to look at the opposite ends of the spectrum here, Cold Sierra is currently at 11-1-2. That's obviously frightening if you're on the Astralis team. And Glaive is at 1-3-8 now. It's not to put all the weight on Glaive's shoulders, but definitely that's something that has to change eventually for them to turn this ship around here. Bit of a tech issue that we're sorting out. As soon as that's done, we're going to get back into the action. Astralis weren't really able to do much, so I guess we'll see if they can if they can come up with anything fancy, any way to turn the boat around. It's always dangerous if you sort of risk too much here. If you go for shotguns and UMPs and try and sort of force into a round like this, it could really heavily backfire.
Well, especially because there's the pressure of dealing with an SK that are hitting all of their shots. Fur's running around wild, just finding headshots left and right. Cold is double digits right now, sitting at 11 frags. Those are pretty much the last 2 guys that you want to be doing well for SK, because that's the engine, that's the main driving force behind SK Gaming. Between the 2 of them, they just railroad other teams day in, day out. And so when Glaive is sitting there thinking like, right, is it time to go for an aggressive strategy? Right? That can be in the back of your head where it's just like, if we do, we might run into one of these guys who could just throw it all out of whack immediately. I mean, they've been doing a very good job of getting banana control at least, or at least challenging it early and trying to do some damage with the HEs. But over on A right now, it seems a little lacking for Astralis.
They're having a very hard time figuring out the correct setup. A bit of a smile on Fallen's face. You have to understand why, obviously. Makes sense. Now is a good time to be feeling good if you're on the SK team. I think we've got the game almost resumed here, and a bit of a time for a little snack in the mean.
I love it. Balance out the blood sugar, you know, keep a little snacks going throughout every hour. You should have a little bit of a snack, especially if you're a competitor like this. So take the time with the timeout. Now, I heard a funny story that there was once Bananagate at a tournament because a tournament organizer forgot to get bananas, and the players were like, "We're not playing until you get bananas. We need the bananas here." And so it was known as Bananagate.
If Glaive turns this around now, it's time to buy stock in banana. Because I don't know if that's possible, but you know, obviously sure. it's going to be exciting. You know, people attribute everything to that. So I look forward to that happening. 9 rounds in. A bit of a tech issue now. It's 7-1 as a scoreline. SK Gaming off to a blazing start here on Inferno. And honestly, not much going to happen in this round for Astralis. They have invested minimally into this round just to try and give themselves a slight chance at maybe turning it. But ultimately, it should be a round for SK, especially because they've been making very few mistakes in giving up these rifles versus pistol rounds.
Oh, but there was an opportunity perhaps. Rotation has come through from Device, and so he will get that smoke down. But once again, Astralis have had to give up fairly early on, actually. I mean, Astralis are getting the nades out there, but SK Gaming, it feels like they've got a pretty good grip on how to, within the first 40 seconds of the round, actually take top banana control back. We aren't really seeing too much crazy stuff going on up there. It's very much SK's turf, it seems.
And for leading the charge, he does get shut down to 4 health. That's a bit uncomfortable. But still a pretty good lead here. Taco will be going down, so Fallen, if he can get the shot on Device, that will certainly open things up. He's going to charge him with the Tech 9. That's so aggressive. And a headshot on Kirby. Fallen tired of playing these slow games, cracking open the bomb side and leaving Sip alone.
He's one step ahead, Fallen, as well. He was already rotating down Speedway towards that B site. He's telling, oh, I've killed 2. There's only going to be the 1 over on B now. If we just go and kill him, I've got Phelps waiting top banana, because that's pretty much Phelps' stomping ground now.
Some good leadership.
It's just quick tactical decisions, right? And that's what you do need in a good leader. No hesitation, knows exactly what to do, and comes back when they find Dupree lurking on the site, get that kill. He's like, oh, okay, A is clear now. Instantly turn around. Could have been frag hungry, stat hungry. Could have tried to go and hunt Zipniks regardless, but playing to win the rounds, that's what it's all about here. 8-1, they've been doing a pretty good job of it, SK. And for 111 ADR, yeah.
Yes, the guy doing most of the entry fragging over at Archway here, that's pretty impressive. Like, a lot of the time it's the entry fragger. You're just getting maybe a kill and then you're out, you know, you're done.
And I mean, like you're seeing, Fur may only have 9 frags. He's doing a lot of damage in these rounds. And then Cold, 13-1 and 2. He's only died twice versus Astralis.
Well, there's finally something working. Phelps gonna lose the battle at the top of the smoke there against Sip. Gives some breathing space for Astralis to just fall back and make this work. They're going to go for the 4-1 setup, which is a very standard way to approach this kind of situation. Fallen goes down to Device as well, so now things are looking very bad for SK Gaming. If you're Astralis, all you're thinking right now is this is our round. We cannot lose this. It's pretty much in the bag, so if you want to keep the team spirits alive, and Dupree getting flashed in, taking down Cold Sierra, that's how it's done. Fur and Taco now trying to fight their way through, and Fur's going to do a bit more damage before he goes down. At least they get the 2 kills in. For SK Gaming, I mean, probably weren't going to win that round, so at least they do a bit.
Yeah, it would have taken a massive overstep on Astralis' side. It would have taken peeking without the flash, for example, from Dupree, right? Those kinds of mistakes is what costs you rounds in those sorts of situations. But that's where you start to see the experience on Astralis' side. Still keeping their heads enough to call for the flash, take the peek, no risk, easy kill on Cold, and that pretty much seals the deal. And so, Astralis, finally, 2 rounds on the board. And they can actually build just a little bit of bank, a little bit of money on Dupree and Device, because they kept those 3 alive. Very quick B-take here coming through, and Fallen, he gets caught between 2 Molotovs in the Inferno. Not going to be good enough, though. He does not win the duel versus Glaive. Glaive barely gets out of there with 23 HP. And yes, sure enough, Astralis will give up top banana now.
Is that banana making the difference somewhere? I can already tell you.
Glaive banana?
Yeah, just 1/2 of banana that he ate. That was
banana in
yeah.
your banana.
Inferno on Inferno. It's all good.
Hey.
They're wrapping a third player towards the B bomb side while they've got that little boost going on. Very interesting, and I think Glaive is just holding a flash, or actually an HC grenade, ready to go to explode anyone coming in here. So, pretty heavy investment for Astralis. Yeah, I'm kind of glad they're rotating this one person back. They shouldn't have 3B2A when they're a man up. I think that's too much. So this is a better setup for them, definitely. Phelps. Is he going to be in charge of any kind of magic here once the smoke fades? He could be first man in. One good flashbang and he can get the entry that they need. This is still very winnable for SK Gaming.
Certainly. Given this is the only two over here, but that boost has been used quite a bit. And Phelps is going to check it. Yep, sure enough. It's been used one too many times. Now you can't really get caught off guard by it. Have to admire Phelps for keeping his head and actually checking that angle. Cold and Phelps finding both kills to open up the B site. And that just comes down to experience. What veterans. Device and Dupree, though. Two very quick kills coming right back here for Astralis. And now we're in a 2-on-2 retake.
Does that happen? Taco was lurking over at the A side trying to catch any rotators out, but didn't do quite enough. He did get the one kill, but needed a bit more here. Bomb is ticking away right in front of Astralis, and they sort of have to go for it, even though losing this round would be a disaster. Missed shot from Device. Look, it was dead on. Dupree gets one, and he can't get Cold Zero. What an absolute beast. Triple for him instead. And he's all the way up now to, what, 16 kills, I believe. He is out of control. This is brutal, and you have to sort of, if you put yourself in the mind of Astralis, right, because Glaive is so low from the initial engagement, they don't want him to be forward in the battle, so he sort of falls back. But when they're both that locked onto the bomb site, a couple of good grenades there, and both players are rendered almost entirely useless. There was no crossfire. They were just sort of trapped in their own corners. No one could help each other out. Very, I would say, questionable setup. I would have much rather had Glaive play by, say, Coffins with, you know, he didn't actually have a flashbang, but even with the HE, and then have Sip, who was with him, just try and fight it out, you know, close range. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tough sell because it just means that it just takes Phelps, A, not jiggle peeking because he backed off, but also B, not checking for the boost. And then Xyp9x gets one kill, drops back, and you can see how in Astralis' minds it's all supposed to work. Unfortunately for them, Phelps doesn't overlook the boost. He's thorough, he checks everything, just like a man on point needs to do. And so it's just, to me right now, SK Gaming, they are making so few errors, at least when it comes to getting onto sites. They're making fewer mistakes than Astralis, and so there you go. They're leading 9-2.
Leading 9-2 is definitely one of the problems facing Astralis. The other one is that they don't have money to keep buying here. Bit of a disaster. Third problem, you could say, is Cold Zero being 16-3 or 16-4 or something like that. It's pretty much just run away with the whole race here.
It's like he could be 2-4 right now, but winning a clutch like that, it's like those are the high impact frags. That's why he makes the big bucks. And so now, well, anti-eco, Device up close, Deagle spraying, baiting for his teammate, but they're not going to fall for it. He's waiting, he knows, and Taco will find Dupree. There's the A side open for business. Bomb is immediately going to start rotating over here on the back of Phelps. There, it's very hard, it looks like, to pull the wool over SK Gaming's eyes.
Fallen open to take that fight pretty much 100% of the time. Fadeaway shot on Glaive as he rounds the corner. Will make it a 10th round for the Brazilian side. I mean, everybody's hoping that this is just a taste of what we'll get in the playoffs. You know, you want to see these two teams face off in the arena. Be it in the quarterfinals, semifinals, grand finals, like you want the full audience there. Right now, Astralis is certainly getting a bit of a wake-up call, saying SK Gaming, they are absolutely ready for this kind of battle. 13th round here. This is a remarkable performance from them. What can SK or what can Astralis do to bring this one back? They've still played, I would say, a fairly timid brand of Counter-Strike on the Danish side. There haven't been that many opportunities for adventure. Seen a couple of fights at Top Banana that some of the time have worked out for them, but certainly there are other opportunities. You see how they're pretty much just blowing out all of apartments here, so Astralis don't feel like trying anything there, but I still think the late retake of Top Banana is at least one model to work with.
Fallen's got the angle. We saw him pick up a shot here last time he had this when he was this far pushed up. So we'll see the adjustments coming through. Does Kjærby step out into the open? No. Counting on his teammate to watch his back.
Oh, this is dangerous.
Yeah, he's right on the edge, isn't he? But he is protected so long as he doesn't overstep. The nade's coming through, though. He's trying to bait a response out. Fallen, all he wants is for that one step too far in the wrong direction. They still got some time to maneuver here, though. 40 seconds left on the clock for SK Gaming.
This is so bold. The focus on Fallen. Kjærby missing the opportunity he had. The sight on Kjærby now. They're ready to pounce on the bomb side. The rotation is coming, but it's miles away. And Glaive going down is an absolute disaster. Dupree, the last on the site. Pistols out instead. Burr right in front. He actually hits the headshot. Now he's trying to buy more time. But oh no, the smoke goes too far. And he's going to be crisped by Fallen. Device missing the chance, and he might not get a second chance either. Now all they have to do is SK buy time here. Astralis are in a lot of trouble. Do they fight for this, or do they just save the rifles and try and make it back later on? There was a bit of a gap there. Sip picking up a kill on Phelps. Might just still be doable. Worried about the fact that coldzera is alive and Fallen's the other player. How do you break this 2v2? coldzera hitting on one headshot and one more to come. Taking down the last two players. What a brutal turn of events. coldzera now 18 kills and just 3 deaths. Can anyone stop this man?
Nobody from Denmark, it would appear.
Not at the moment. This is out of control, isn't it?
He's far too good right now, but he's getting the setups as well. The prime position in Graveyard, which is so difficult to deal with. And, well, you got to give it to Dupree. He certainly put up a fight here. But you're right.
Oh, that was
actually
a flash.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He was just screwed.
I thought it was a smoke, actually, so that wouldn't have helped him at all.
No.
Would have made his death more glorious, maybe, the flashbang.
He just didn't want to see it coming, you know?
Yeah, just blind to it. Oh, well, oh, well. 11-3. Things are looking grim for Astralis. You have to admire this as well. Some teams will fall victim to this, that, you know, they get off to such a good start that they sort of, you know, just get a bit too happy and they end up making basic mistakes and suddenly they lose 3 rounds at the end of it that they didn't need to lose, and that gives the other team a chance to get back in. Really, SK, I think, are showing almost none of that. They are hyper-focused.
There's no real... I don't think so. You don't mess around with a team like Astralis, and SK certainly know it. The shots... the peekaboo headshot there on Taco. But they're already up onto A. Bomb is going to get planted in the corner. It's not a great plant by any stretch, but they have the bomb site now, and it's on Astralis to actually get the drop. Kjærby finds Fallen looking the wrong way. The Device is still here. He will find the shot on Phelps eventually, and so a man advantage now for Astralis. Device has found an AWP. Point blank, here's the chance, and it's not going to happen because Fire is going to be able to... What? How does Fire miss that shot? Device is at 11 HP. That was 1 bullet.
Yeah, it really would have been. Sip is actually going to try and fight for it. They don't have a kit, so I mean, they can't really buy any time at all. Sip with the headshot on. Cold in the corner as the final raid boss, and every single time in this game, he's just making it work. Another double to him.
He just tagged him too.
I love it. This is amazing. That's 20 kills for coldzera in the first half of the game. Please. Please.
All he needed to do was like air horns and a teabag there, and that would have been the ultimate. How Cold. 3 big clutches for Cold as well. Although, in the last one, he was set up with the flash, admittedly, from his teammate, and so life was made a little easier for him. But there, that was the shot he had to hit in order to shatter Astralis. It is going to be the buy from Astralis. That was an eco round after all, but it's 12-2 T-side for SK Gaming. A fully bought up SK as well. And once again, for very quick to move into apartments.
So much time, and there is a bit of a setup here for Astralis to try and control Banana for a moment. That smoke, no one is going to try and challenge it. I was wondering, as soon as they throw the Molotov, could be incentivized to try and just run through and see if you can catch anybody, but SK are going to respect it. Trying with the wall. Oh my god, that actually connects with Glaive on the other side. An absolute disaster, and the Molotov to follow. It doesn't bounce off the wall, so they can still stick around, but there's 3 people for SK on the other side. They have to win this Astralis. I mean, 2 rounds is nowhere near enough. 3, still not great, but at least you've given yourself a bit of a chance. The boost on top of the wall to take down Glaive. And now snuck in all the way towards quarters further to take down Dupree. Astralis are so far back on the map, they just have no idea what's happening, and SK are sneaking in through the cracks. It's a masterful first half here for SK Gaming.
All right, Fallen. We saw a lot of that versus Penta yesterday. Just the wall bank to top banana repeatedly. He doesn't care if you know he's there. He's still just going to put the shots through and try to get the timing right. Right on the edge of the smoke, though. He's walking up, scoped. Does he spot the man? Yes, he does. Hits the shot. And Cold is there. He's got his back. Not a chance here for Astralis. His device is the man holding, but Cold obliterates him again. And it's all on Xyp9x. 1v5. This is a tall order here for the Dane. It's not looking too hot. They know where he is, and it's only a matter of time until Taco or Phelps, in this case, finds the shot. 13-2 at the end of the first half, and that was total and utter domination.
I mean, mother of God, he's dropped 23 kills in just 3 deaths to coldzera. He's gunning for a group stage record right now in terms of kill-death ratio. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but he's got to be close. Like, this is completely obscene. And you're right to say, I mean, it's true, coldzera's had a lot of setups for his team, but this is still just remarkable. The parkour right onto the haycart for the headshot on the final player on the site. What a brutal way to get started here. A wake-up call for Astralis, a sign for everybody else in the tournament that SK are not going to let this one go. They're certainly going to make the playoffs, and they want to keep going as well. 13-2 here. Of course, this is only going to be their second win in the group stage, but still remarkable form that they're in right now.
Oh yeah, and if you're just dumpstering Astralis like this in your second game, you're going to be up 2-0. Whoever faces you in that 2-0 bracket, they're not going to be too happy to draw that team. It's going to be Phelps holding close. The splash is not effective. It's on Fur now to bring it back. That's not going to happen. Device, 2 headshots picked up, 1 for Kirby, 1 for Device, and a B site that could have been swarmed there by Astralis, but they were a bit too far back in Banana, playing a little bit too passively, and that gives them some chance to room to work with here. Fallen finds Glaive.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of damage to Taco over at the pit position, so I think intentionally Astralis don't want to rush into any kind of madness here. Fallen close, tapping with the USP, trying to fall back, and he's going to get overrun. Kirby finding the second kill here. Great work on him. Now 2 versus 4. I say this with a bit of hesitation. Surely Astralis can win this round.
What's going to be fun to see is whether Astralis can win the next one.
That too.
That's the trend, it looks like. SK won the first half pistol on the T side, made it look easy, and, well, Astralis are giving them a bit of a show here on the B side as well. Every shot connects. Kirby with the 2 kills. It was Glaive who missed out on the party there. No chance to pad his stats. But now, we'll see. SK, they lost the follow-up round in the first half. Now it's up to us, a little bit of pressure here on Astralis. And I love this from Astralis. What a statement. We know that you're going to be going for the Force, SK Gaming, so what are we going to do? We're actually just going to fully invest in nades and roast you out. Have the nade superiority and make that the game plan here in this round.
Yeah, I think that's not a bad idea at all.
Jesus.
So many corners on Inferno that you have to check. Just taking top banana is one of them, but even going onto the B bomb side, or if you're going arch instead, you need to be able to bomb out all of those positions so that you don't run into anything close like this. A bit scary. Moment of pure panic for Xyp there.
Yeah, that was bizarre. Taco only connecting with the 1. Device hitting one hell of a nade, though. Down to 43 HP. Max nade right in the face for him. That's never pleasant. And that would soften him up. You see, Taco wishes now that he had run into Device after he ate that nade. Life would have been that much easier.
Smoke, flash, and more flashes coming through. Phelps, good position, but the jump in from Kirby is so hard to deal with if you got that C-set 75. Cold just managed to swap positions with the rest of the Astralis team that were coming in through the apartments, so that's a bit odd. Him and Fur, though, I think exit kills are the best you can hope for in a round like this. Astralis doing a very respectable job here at the beginning of the second half, and I mean, if they want any chance at some sort of miracle comeback, they have to.
No, they have to, exactly. Get that very strong start, build that strong economy. You're getting kills with UMPs, fantastic. Means a big, well, you're going to get a whole lot of money in the bank. Dupree finds a kill of his own. Bonus $600 goes into his pocket, and it will continue that way, seeing as how SK Gaming with the force in this round, they won't be able to force up in this one here. Or if they did, that would be a hugely risky play to go for. Instead, it's Taco and Fallen managing their economy, and so it makes you think double up. Could be in the cards. And coldzera will be the one to invest the $200 in the flash grenade. So hard eco apart from that flash, and let's see what kind of setup SK Gaming have here to use that. That one nade could make a world of difference.
Yeah, I mean, I was hoping that it would be like a 5-man stack or something. Seems like that's not quite the case. Already a lot of top banana control here for the Astralis team. Highly likely that this will be 13-5, which is not that much comfort. Again, if you're Astralis, the road back is just so far right now. But again, there is this returning problem for any CT side on this map, which is how do you actually hold the bomb sites? How do you get the information to know where to put your players? And it's definitely not easy.
Kirby doesn't check the boost. Do you see that? Yeah. He doesn't pre-aim the boost. He just kind of scrolled across. So that could be a little... I mean, obviously, SK have no way of knowing that. But I mean, if they do decide to go for the boost later on here, SK, that could be something that perhaps catches them off guard if Kirby's leading the way again. Interesting.
Something that, now that we're talking about that position, which is still to this day called new boxes, I always wonder why don't people just Molotov it? It's easy Molotovs you can land that even land on top of the box. So it actually lands on top of the boost and it spills down behind. And they're not really that difficult to throw, so seems like that's gone a bit out of style.
Jesus, this is where I really kind of... I wish if you're Hardy going like this, that you're actually just trying to save. Because literally they're just running around with UMPs. You're just basically injecting steroids into Astralis' economy by just running in here. You're going to make, what, $300 with the kill with the USP? Every time they get a kill with the UMP, that's just more money that you're going to have to deal with later on in the half.
And they're going to swap out immediately for all the AKs here.
Oh, no double AWP. Instead, it's Taco. Okay, he'll have the kit. That's where that money's going.
You have to look forward to seeing Fallen open again. We talked about Kenny in the last game being good at sort of the close combat opening, or combat opening, I think as Chad has been calling it. But Fallen, I think, is an absolute champion as well. I love watching him play close quarters with this particular gun. Maybe we'll get a chance to see why. He's actually going to hit that shot and trying to fall back around the corner. Didn't quite take down Device. A lot of speed behind this. Taco run and gun against Sip. He's going to go down to the pre with a kill on Cold Zero. And that is the big man getting taken down. Every time you take out Cold Zero in this best of one, you've done a good job.
This is some big man gaming here from Astralis as well. That was Brazen. We'll just run straight up to top mid. No flashes, no nothing. Fallen is going to be kicking himself that he missed those two shots. That could have been completely destructive to Astralis' strategy. Instead, it will be Kirby catching Phelps. And the man advantage now, making this retake very difficult here for SK Gaming. So many angles to worry about, and sure enough, they're just going to back off and save the guns. He is on the hunt, but Fallen does not want to risk this AWP. But that was just... sometimes you still wish that you could draw on the map, right, you know, as a commentator, but just run straight up, rush short on A, and plow through no matter what, that's quite the call coming in from Glaive.
Yeah, he knew that was their first buy round and probably just saying, listen, if we're going to have to make them respect us here, and this is the first chance they have rifles, so make sure this becomes really not a good round for them. Fur doing a great job holding onto the rifles and making it a bit more expensive for Astralis, but still probably...
survives on 1 HP.
Fully calculated, man. He knew that.
He knew that.
A little pocket calculator out saying how many yards the bomb's on, how much damage per yard. I've got it. I'm fine. Well then. 13-6 is the scoreline. Still a fairly huge gap between the 2 7 rounds, in fact. But it's absolutely surmountable here for Astralis. You can actually close it. You can still make this work. In very much the same way as SK did. I mean, the one feature of Astralis' CT side is that they did not have money for anything. So that's the first step. Oh, he sees the top of the head and almost could have got that kill. That would have been a great way to get started.
Still with such an aggressive position, stacked no less. You're running a huge risk if you're SK Gaming at that point because it's such a common HE to throw right there on that corner. Couple of HEs in there, you could just be sight wide open. That would be a disaster. But it's not the case, and they do survive. And SK with the force, the 2 UMPs on Phelps and Cold Zero, and we'll see what they'll be capable of with here, as it is going to be Astralis looking to change up the pace here towards the B site this time.
Oh, that's so incredibly risky if you're Fallen. He was wondering if he should flash himself in to retake the position, but didn't really feel comfortable now. A couple of counter grenades coming out. Glaive wants to edge his way in. He sees just the hand, enough for the Molotov, and he knows Fallen gonna have a hard time coming through. He gets the kill and escapes back for the smoke. Unbelievable play from Fallen. That might just have been enough here. Now there's only 40 seconds in this 4 versus 5, How does he get away with it? Why is no one able to punish it? Everyone looking at the back of the bomb side. And Fur, who was supposed to be Molotov to his death, is now still living. And the whole SK team have shown up. They're all, well, at least 3 of them in position here. The rest close by as well. Fur goes down to Device, fallen again. Smoked off, and surely this time they're going to deny him the chance to get another kill. Maybe Astralis have found a way to make it through. The bomb is going to be going down, and a kill on Fallen. It's a big step in the right direction. Device doing more work, taking down Phelps, and surely just back off and save this. Don't take this fight.
He's got this. He has every amount of faith in his ability to hit the shots. Because his team, he already knows that they've got this on lock. That the AWP will be saved if he were to die. Instead, he wants to get that ice. Can he get it? Cold? Cold is just trying to keep him on this side as long as possible. Because now Device is the only one over here, but his teammate is rotating over, and sure enough, Cold. What a beast. What a monster. He's cost them the op, and he's going to go even further. Takes the headshot on Gambit too. And Astralis, what was supposed to be a perfect round for you, and can he actually get in here and get the AWP off Device? Unbelievable. Cold is so next level.
It's just madness, isn't it?
That is getting the most out of a horrible situation.
I mean, it speaks to the depth of talent just in this one game, these 10 players. You give any one of them a chance to do something, and they'll crack it wide open. This is unbelievable. Yeah. Quad kill for Device in this round. I mean, I would actually say this fight against Taco is too much. Like, don't do that, but it does work out just fine. He gets the kill. 7-13 now, 6-round difference. Double up on SK's side, and then supplied by a bit of, just a bit of pistols here and there. Strange round here. Obviously saved one of them, but still.
Yeah, the dog thinks it's strange too. It's already growling.
Yes, indeed.
What I'm wondering about here... It's Fallen. I mean, they've split up the AWPs, and Cold is in a one-and-done spot with his op. So, I mean, the action Taco, sure enough. And the instant headshot on Xyp9x. At that range, down to 19 HP. Unbelievable. Well, actually, it is easy to believe. But there you go. That's the fact of it. The matter is that Xyp9x now is going to be just a little bit more careful when it comes to pushing onto the site. His mates are going to have to back him up, and we'll see. Can they actually get in position to take advantage of the AWP because Cold is still alive? Taco wins the duel versus Xyp9x eventually, but Arch is open, and that opens up Fallen to getting flanked here by Kjerby or Glaive both. Doesn't matter. Fallen hits the shot.
A lot of trouble here. Taco actually pushed through the smoke in apartments to get that kill on Sip as well. That's incredibly bold. I think the only chance here is actually for Glaive to open it up. He's the one who's deep in the bomb site. He needs to get a kill on someone before the rest start to come out. There's one grenade coming in. Glaive almost has to be the linchpin here. Fallen is so close. If they get this kill, that's all they need. Some grenades are out. Glaive, there's the kill on one. Trying for a second, could be it. He takes down Phelps as well. He's opened it up, and Taco gets completely jumped on, crushed by debris. And that will leave Cold Zero at the back of the site. Never underestimate this man. He's going to get the headshot on the Device. 10 seconds left. Dupree will take him down. Still makes it a 1 versus 1 with 8 seconds left.
What?
Fakes the bomb. Dupree, he's just waiting for it. Now he's got no time. Oh my god. He was sure Fur was right next to him. That's a round for SK. An absolute frustration for Dupree. He was so sure he would have been right there.
I gotta walk a little bit. Oh.
Well, it actually, in a lot of ways, it makes perfect sense because if Fur is right next to him and he plants, even if it's default or inside the site, it doesn't really matter. If Fur is right there with 8 seconds, he can't fake it. So then he has to go for the full plant and he could die immediately. So I don't know. It's a bit of a coin flip in that situation. That's so hard. It is really hard to watch, obviously, at that point in the game, having done all of that. That might have been the last straw for Astralis. They have some money, but not a lot in this round, and SK Gaming, no. 2 more rounds.
Life isn't fair sometimes, Anders, right?
Most of the time.
Everybody, doing their part. You've got to be thinking like you actually found a way in a 3v5 to get back in and win the round, and then to lose in that fashion, that's painful. And, well, they don't have a whole lot of mistakes that they can make here, Astralis. 14-7, SK Gaming, they get a new lease on life. Now they have the AWP saved up. They have the rifles. And it's Astralis who are on the back foot, because if Astralis lose this round, they're going to be forcing. And that could be SK Gaming taking this win here versus the Danes. Right through the...
Fur does go down, but Fallen hiding behind. What a great setup there. 3 versus 4. Still not the end of the world here for Astralis, because a bit tricky for SK to try and figure out exactly where to put their men. Fallen not flashed, but hitting or missing the shot there. That's really uncharacteristic. Bit of a chance for Device to take down Phelps, but he was hiding in a good position. So with 25 seconds, the bomb is going to be going down. Everything is on the line here, and I would say Kjaerbye's been playing quite well in the second half. I think now is the chance for him to step it up 100% and come back in it.
Due to his positioning, he is always so long to rotate over. But at least Phelps and Taco are waiting, and they're going to move together through as a unit. That's exactly what you need to do here. You've got the 3, move together, stay tight, Cold, watching to make sure nobody can flank from behind. He's keeping an eye on the site itself as Phelps and Taco move in as a duo. Kjaerbye hits the shot, but that gives it away. Still, if Kjaerbye can continue to hit the shots, yes, he can, of course. 3 headshots for him, locks it down for Astralis, and they come right back into it. After the glitch in the Matrix of the last round, Anders, Astralis set things right. 14-8.
Time for a bit of a deep breath here, I think. Timeout being called for. This is a great setup. There was another problem here for SK, which is even if Kjaerbye only gets the 2 kills, they don't have a smoke to lure Sip in from Banana, right? So they had to sort of try and defuse out in the open, which is never good fun. But yeah, what a remarkable triple for him. Really, really stepped it up in the second half here, Kjaerbye. And does come alive for them right here. So now the gap is down to 6 rounds. Just 6 rounds. Sounds like a lot, but... And it would be a lot if all 6 rounds were rifle rounds for SK, you know. Then you would say, well, definitely that's going to be going in favor of the Brazilian side. But that's not going to be the case. And it's kind of the same dilemma that Astralis were just having on the CT side. Don't have money. You have to keep sort of ecoing or buying up a little bit. And if you just lose the wrong rounds, you're not going to have much of a chance here. I mean, in many ways, the second half has actually started off better for Astralis than it did for SK. Just in terms of Astralis winning the first 5 rounds, then losing 1, then winning the next. Cracking the SK economy.
Another round of eco. They certainly did crack the economy here. At least in the short term, SK Gaming are getting a bit of an experience. They feel now what Astralis did to them in the first half. And so now we get to see Astralis just kind of stroll through here in this round, or at least it should be the case. Just a little bit of damage.
Taco trying to see if he can make it out. It's a nice shot from coldzera. Relentless in his pursuit for more kills. Oh my god! Another headshot coming in, taking down Sipnix. How does he even do it?
Not like this.
Exactly like this, Semler. Relentless coldzera. 33 kills at the moment. Device and Glaive trying to keep it alive, but they have been completely shell-shocked by coldzera. He's making a legendary name for himself and has been for a long time. Device and Glaive, you got to be wondering now, how could we stop this? We had everything going on in this round. We cracked their economy. We had everything working the right way.
This isn't over, Anders. They know that they're up against a hard eco pretty much. Apart from the D, there's a chance here. Fallen, though, catching Glaive sleeping. Just the right angle, and they're going to try and peek them together. Exactly right. This is how you do it, SK, but you don't line up. Glaive sprays down 1, and Device can now bring this back. No Kevlar means it's very difficult to take spray fights versus the machine guns, and very well played here by Astralis. Duoing up, although I speak too soon. Fur shows that he can op too. We've got Glaive on 7 HP, 1v1 versus Fur.
What the hell is this madness? He is going to go straight for the plant, obviously. I can't believe what I'm seeing. Will he make enough noise? Glaive trying to get up on top of the fountain. Make it a bit. Fur coming in. Looking to pre-fire the angle. In fact, did he get the headshot? Taking down Glaive. Absolutely remarkable. And he's going to make a run. He doesn't have a kit.
Yeah.
This is a bit of an overreach, I would say. Don't play any games now, Fur. It isn't worth it. Going to have plenty of time for the defuse once he turns around. That's 15-8 here, favoring SK Gaming. And honestly, I mean, in that 2 versus 4, they had the bomb in boiler room. You know, they could have waited quite a while, I think, for Astralis to make it up. The fact that they were fighting in middle was risky, very risky.
But the way they did it, that's the thing. The way they did it, going together as a group, all 4, strength in numbers, right? It's so hard in CSGO to do that. Get multiple spray downs unless they line up. to get multiple spray downs against P250s. P250s do so much damage. So do Deagles.
Oh, I mean,
he is so nuts. Cold is just unreal. If you're SK, you've got to be so happy right now that he is really in peak performance for the major. You could be thinking maybe he has an off time, right? You guys have been on the road for more than a month now, just attending back-to-back tournaments. Cold can have an off day. And Cold, this is why he's nicknamed the Terminator.
It's just beautiful to watch, isn't it?
He just never stops.
Have to appreciate that level. 15-8. Astralis need just casually 7 rounds on the road to fight for overtime. That's all they need. A tough ask right now. Double orb is what they're up against. Cold Sierra has one of them. 33-10. It's a kill death ratio. Please. But they might be onto something here, though.
Yeah, the Cascade.
Yeah, and because Taco's the only one here with the M4, that's not going to be too easy to hold. There's finally a bit of a rotation coming in with Phelps. Taco standing up, getting one, and then getting shut down right afterwards.
But the headshot. Oh, it oversits? No, somehow it doesn't connect with Zipnix. Good communication there. Phelps quick to react on Taco's information that somebody got dinked in that pit, but it's not going to be that. Instead, it's a man advantage. They're going to have to do this the hard way here, SK Gaming, because the afterplants are pretty decent here for Astralis. 2 guys in pit to cover both angles, and the man on site to set up the crossfire.
Kebu even has a Molotov that he just put out, so that's going to buy even more time here. And SK might want to think about whether or not they want to keep doing this, just because they have so much room to work with. They are actually going to go for the retake, even though it's a bit late here. Running right in, Fallen picking up the kill, and Cold Sierra with a shot on Sip, shutting it down and winning against Astralis on Inferno 16-8, with Cold Sierra dropping ridiculously 35 kills in one game.